The Call of Duty has just dropped a ton of tweets and a blog post. So we're going to go over the tweets and then we're going to go over the blog post. So make sure you guys like and subscribe because we are covering as much as we can as it drops to the minute. This is just dropped and I'm covering it. And by the way, do me a favor, go follow my Twitch, twitch.tv/just_Rara. A link is down in the comment section. I appreciate you. We are trying to make sure our comeback to Verdansk is as big as ever, and I want to see all of you there with your pretty faces, spamming the emotes, letting me know how bad I am at the game, or how good you think I am. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. But without anything else being said, let's get into it. First with the tweets. On the top left, we have Verdansk and the Gulag Showers. Obvious. Then we have new modes. So we have Battle Royale, Rebirth Resurgence, Plunder, Battle Royale Casual, which totally gives me the vibe of we're going to be having something where, you know, there's no omni movement, something that players who are OGs that haven't played the game in years can come back to and play right off the rip, which is a huge W. It's very possible Battle Royale Casual will play better than Battle Royale. I don't know. I'm going to have to try it. But I'm expecting lower TTKs in Battle Royale Casual. I'm expecting, you know, a lot of things we are used to back then. We also have Battle Royale Ranked Play, which is coming in season. I believe they said season reloaded. Then High Trip Resurgence, which if you guys don't remember the LTM, it is a freaking blast. I loved the High Trip. It's kind of like the boys event. If you don't know, you pick up little gummies and get high, and then you get different abilities. You move faster, jump higher, so on and so forth. They also added a bunch of quality of life updates, like we have the squad redeploy and buy station, which we knew about. Detailed death recap widget, which tells you you got killed by an unsuppressed weapon, you were live pinged, a recon drone was looking at you. Then we have the inspect to view attachments. They talk about this in the podcast that I just posted, but you will be able to inspect your weapon and see all of your attachments in a row, which makes things so much easier when you kill somebody and you're like, man, their gun shoots better than mine. What attachments are they running? That's what you can do. Field upgrades are added to the squad widget. That's a, you know, small one, but needed because there's too many times where you get a munitions box and someone on your team already had one, or you get a armor box and same exact situation. So this is good. Prioritize favorite loadout in Gunsmith. We already had that going on, but it wasn't showing up in the Gunsmith. It was going to show only when you're in your loadout. So it's good that it's now showing this is your favorite and it moves it to the top of the priorities in your Gunsmith. And then HUD loadout icon when buyable, which is coming later in season. I'm assuming what that means is when you get enough money, let's say 10,000 for your team to get your gun, your loadout, it'll show a little icon next to your money saying, you know, loadout purchasable, or just a loadout symbol. I'm going to turn my cam off again so we can read these other ones. So gameplay updates. We have a vehicle rebalance. So that's going to be all the vehicles are way easier to use, including the Heli and Bertha returning. We're going to have 150 players, which we already have. We know about the floating loot. Shooting during free fall. That is a huge one. We are going to be able to shoot while in the sky. We are having the supply run and the recon contracts return. Vertical buy station we knew about. Thermites are coming back. You know, that's cool. Not a huge thing for me, but cool. And then we are having a return to Verdansk event and more classic elements such as circle pacing, cinematics, announcer, contract multiplier, and victory screen. Then later this season, you can expect to see the specialist perk pack, big bounty, and more. And they show the train. Now, something they didn't say, which I'm really hoping they go over it, is that they bring back the original audio. I want the audio that I had back in Warzone 1. I think that's important to be able to hear those gunshots. Now, there's a lot more. So on top of that, you can get your kilo for free if you open up your game and launch Warzone on April 2nd, you can unlock it early and go level it in Black Ops 6 or Zombies or whatever, because Warzone will be down, so you won't be able to play Warzone on April 2nd. Now, along with this, there's going to be an event going on, and in this event, you have to collect these right here, these little safes around the map. It's going to be probably like DMZ reminiscent, where you drill the safe and then wait for it to finish, and then when you finish drilling it, you unlocked an area. We're going to have to do every POI area, and when you finish all of them, you will unlock the Cali sticks. It takes 13 safes to unlock. Also, by doing that, you'll get this new skin, which is very unique. It looks like a real milsim. Then, on top of that, they announced in the podcast, which if you haven't watched, go watch, but the GRAW, the Kilo, the AMAX, the HDR, and the Cali sticks are all returning, which big W's, boys. Big W's. I cannot stress that enough. It is going to be nice to be able to use all of these again. I'm excited. I'm dumb excited. So that's everything, though, that I could see in this latest update. We you have a chance to go see the gulag, yada yada, but that roadmap, man, that is what I'm talking about. They cooked with this roadmap. Let me know what you guys think, though, in the comment section. Do you think this is going to be what we are asking for? What do you think the difference is with Battle Royale Casual? Because the only things I could think is that they remove the ability to have unlimited tack sprint, possibly lower the TTK, and that's about it. So I'm not sure otherwise, but I think this is going to be a really, really good start for Verdansk. The only thing that I haven't seen info about, and I've been responding to the posts as they come up, and I'll show you what I said, but Raven Software put out this tweet, right? Because they were responding to, enjoy the authentic, back to basics, yada, yada. But I said, can we get info on the cheating situation? Updates or not, game's unplayable right now. And it's true. You cannot play ranked play at all at the moment. Ranked play is a absolute mess. And even casual lobbies are just as bad. My buddy Expel posted a tweet literally of him getting aimbotted by a guy who was sitting in a building hiding and not moving. And the guy waited. Okay, Expel's outside the building, snapped right to his head and tracked it perfectly for about a whole second. So you can tell it was very obvious he was using aimbot. All right, so now we're going to go over the blog post. And we already went over this, so I'm going to scroll down. We did the podcast. You can check that out back last video. Now, so here is the tour of Verdansk and the Verdansk TAC Atlas. Not worried about that at the moment. March 27th, a Season 3 announcement, which it is the 26th, so we'll be having that tomorrow. And then on the 28th, updates to the anti-cheat. So they answered us saying, we're going to give you guys the info, which, I am excited for. That is something that is important. Then April 2nd, Battle Pass, Black Cell, and Store Bundles blog, which, they got to sell their bundles. All right. So it's actually launching on April 2nd, and they're going to give everybody 24 hours free of Black Ops 6. And all you need to do is have Warzone installed, and you can load up the game, get the Kilo for free, go level it. Go into multiplayer and level the Black Ops 6 Kilo. I'm telling you guys, you do not want to miss out on that. So, rebuilt from the ground up just as you remember it. So it's familiar, enhanced, and improved. Verdansk is rebuilt from the ground up, yada yada. Examples you need to know. Expect intel on some of the exact one-to-one map duplications, enhanced details on structures and draw distances, additional cosmetic details, improved access along steep slopes, and so much more. So we're going to be able to climb those rocks we couldn't climb before. Combat on the Castovian coast. Get ready for engagements along the southern cliff with new accessible coast and shoreline trenches are detailed. So you'll be able to swim. With Verdansk returning on April 3rd, players who dropped in 5 years previously and March 10th should instantly recognize this as the original big map. So there she is. This is just, small things. We're going to scroll down. We know it's going to look beautiful. We understand. They're going to give us some comparisons. Here's the original. Here's the new one. Original, new one. Which I will say, lighting-wise, you can see way better. It also looks a little more vibrant. So, I don't know. Here's some more. Beautiful. We're not worried about that, though. The comparisons are cool and all. I'm not going to say they're not. But that's not the thing that we're here for. It's cool, but not my interest. Ooh, that's a new zip line. All right, let's keep going. All right. It's all in the details. So, now that you've seen a variety of the limited and extremely subtle adjustments to the quality of life improvements to the map, here's a general summary of what to expect. Trees aren't precisely in the same exact spots. That's fine. Any parked vehicles that aren't drivable now look much more like smoldering wreckage, ensuring players can distinguish immovable automobiles from cargo trucks, LTVs, and other accessible vehicles. One of the biggest changes is the ability to swim, which wasn't originally possible. Some of the more unforgiving areas of steep and rocky terrain have been adjusted so that mantling and traversal maneuvers are easier and goat trails are a little more prominent. Telephone and electrical poles have been slightly shortened in some locations to enable easier parachute landings. Other traversal areas that are disadvantaged... Wait, let me reread that. Other traversal points or areas that are disadvantaged some players have been given minor adjustments, allowing routes to rooftops that may have originally been accessible only by parachute. This includes the addition of new position ladders. Doors can be barged through, are usually double hinged. They swing both directions and can be shot or blown open or closed, which they always were. While senders weren't in the original Verdansk launch, they were originally added in Season 5 of Modern Warfare 2019. They aren't planned to arrive until later in Season 3 in Battle Royale matches. These have been test-fitted to numerous buildings to enable players to reach otherwise difficult to reach rooftops. In preparation for them to return in the game mode, these aren't the original A-frame shape, but the newer L shape, which current mechanics allowing for much faster traversal from zip to rooftop. Available in Plunder at launch, they're scheduled to be bolted to the rooftops overhanging, you remember, the original Verdansk. So no zip lines on launch. It's going to be only in Plunder. Kind of an L, but okay. The lighting of the exterior map, draw distance range, general visibility, and the haze of the map has been adjusted to enhance clarity and minimize glare. The lighting of interiors have been adjusted to favor more immediate spotting of enemy operators, and the glare between exiting and entering interiors have been reduced. Or to put it another way, minimizing the advantage of hiding in dark corners wearing a rose skin. Beautiful. We love that. Detail art passes and scenery enhancements have been added for areas that can be benefited from it, such as additional exterior details to the fire stations and extra detritus along the riverbanks. I guess that's like, wildlife greenery. This also extends to some new additional scattered wreckage players can use as cover. The HUD compass text font on the top indicating the name of the location you're at has been updated to match the current graphical user interface. User interface has been simplified as detailed later in the blog. All right, so here's the big one. Features. So Verdansk is back to the basics, featuring authentic back to the basics gameplay with the latest and fan favorite mechanics There's a wide variety of features returning in-game. Omni movement adjustments. Fine-tuning has been made to bring movement more in line with what players experienced in the early days of Warzone. We still don't know what that means, to be clear. We don't know for sure. I'm hoping that means bunny hops and slide cancels with no delay, but it's very possible they're slowing down the players. Let me know in the comment section what you think that means. Like, we never left 150 players with the original announcer shooting during free fall. Huge. Original infill cinematics, all before you hit the ground running. Beautiful. Original game mechanics. Original supply boxes, floating loot, armor satchels, buy station menus, coupled with current loadouts and perks, with high-value loot zones across the map where some premium loot resides. A retro refresh. In-game loot gets a retro refresh. Thermite is back, while contracts in-match public events, field upgrades, and kill streaks are back to the basics. Verdansk in 2020 basics. Cargo truck, heli, and more. The return of the helicopter and foreground vehicles all rebalanced to ensure steering and handling keeps to the spirit of the original iteration of the game. Beautiful. Love that. Mwah. Chef's kiss. All gas, no brakes. Love all gas, no brakes, by the way. Circle collapse mechanics are now just as you remember from 5 years ago. The loadout drops at the 2nd and 5th circles. So-called endgame dead zones have been minimized. Great. Going up in the world. Exterior ascenders are coming to Verdansk, but later in season Battle Royale modes. We just read that. Verdansk opens up. As Season 3 progresses, expect the first points of interest to open up. This is just the start of the map's adjustments you can expect over multiple seasons to come. Explore areas topside below ground, drop onto a moving train, and uncover, I'm sure this says train station or stadium, and more at mid-season. Quality of life updates. A variety of quality of life updates have also hit Call of Duty Warzone, including squad redeploys at buy stations, attachment descriptions, detailed death recaps. Yeah, we've gone over all this. Secrets of Verdansk. There are more revelations, Easter eggs, and hidden clues to bunkers than ever before across Season 3 and beyond. I'm assuming that says bunkers. All right. So, the Omni movement adjustments. The introduction of Black Ops 6 Omni movement has been a major stepping stone for the game, establishing a new foundation for players' movements. Initially, Call of Duty Warzone adopted the movement values directly from multiplayer with good intent, but adjustments are needed to be better aligned with the unique demands of Call of Duty Warzone's map and engagement styles. Season 3 serves as an opportunity to fine-tune player movement by slightly scaling back some of the speed increases introduced over the several months. Jeez, I'm not happy about that, but okay. These adjustments bring movement more in line with what players experienced back in the day, so they're looking to slow us down. Additionally, changes are made to Omni Sprint speed, calling the slide friction to Additionally, changes are being made to Omni Sprint speed, scaling, and slide friction to address the strength of strafe engagements while preserving the feel of sprint, strafe, reload, and general movement. Oh, so they're actually just slowing us down. They're not adjusting the bunny hop or the delays. That's actually really upsetting because they say this, but they don't say that. Not happy about that. That's them shooting out of the sky. Beautiful. We went over all this. Let's see what else we got. All right, so the original supply box. So these are the supply boxes now. Original supply box colors. Once you're on the ground, it's time to loot. You're likely to hear a familiar original hum of a supply box before you see one. The crates themselves are the original ones, gray-colored regular crates, and more legendary original crates, along with a special supply crate with yellow markings that are accessed from the scavenger contracts. Beautiful. Love the floating loot. I wish the thing looked more like Verdansk, like the original Verdansk, when it's hovered over, but that's fine. Current reusable supply box. The darker blue supply boxes that are refilled as the match progresses will also be available. Okay, good. So you'll never have a shortage of loot. Original armor box satchel. The original armor satchel, first added in Season 3 Reloaded, is also back, enabling 8 armor plates to be carried instead of the normal 5 without the satchel. The armor satchel is found in supply crates or ground loot. The original satchel takes the place of the current armor satchel. All other satchel types, the ammo satchel, are removed, allowing for as close of an original Verdansk experience as possible. I'm fine with that. Current loot pool, here we go. Expect types of loot you find on the ground from fallen enemies and in crates to be based on the selection of armaments you could choose from currently in Call of Duty Warzone. This includes primary, pistol, and melee, tacticals, and lethals. See below field upgrades and kill streaks, which are based on those available originally. Current loot interface. Each time you look at it, each item, you look at has the current GUI system applied to it, allowing for simple at-a-glance information. Cool. Current loadouts and perks. Before infill to Verdansk, you're able to create multiple custom loadouts. Yep, that's all the same. High-value loot zones. So this is going to be mid-season. Introduced during Modern Warfare 3 and now coming to Verdansk, recognizable POIs across the map may be identified as high-value loot zones. Get there before the enemy and be rewarded with a high-tier loot than normal. The gear sometimes related to the type of POI it appears in. Watch out, though. The entire lobby may be on their way. We love that. It makes it a little more spicy. Honestly, the idea comes from, I believe, Apex Legends, and it was a great idea. Nothing wrong with stealing if it's going to make your game better. All right, it's time to retain your muscle memory and remember the buy stations. That's good. Buy stations are vertical again. Specialist perk going to be added mid-season. We have tacticals and all of that. Yep, that's fine. That's Hudson. Hey, Hudson. Equipment, retro refresh. Munitions and equipment available as floating loot takes an appearance as items you remember originally. The pool of lethal and tactical equipment in Verdansk has been adjusted to be closer to what was originally available when players first dropped into the field. The list follows. Munitions box, heartbeat sensor, deployable cover, PDS, trophy system, loadout drop, armor box, recon drone. Kill streaks are UAV, advanced UAV, precision, cluster, and bunker buster. Equipment is flashbang, smoke grenade, concussion, decoy, snapshot, grenade, stim, frag, semtex, C4, spring mine, Molotov, and throwing knife. Okay, so they have some of them that are newer. Note, not all field upgrades and kill streaks are available in Verdansk at launch. Expect additional content with these equipment types at mid-season across future. Remember, this retro refresh is for items appearing as floating loot within the match. Equipment you use with a visual component, holding the heartbeat sensor, for example, is likely to reflect the current model. Are they saying that some stuff might not be floating? Is that what I'm getting from that? The thermite is returning, which we love a good thermite. Field upgrades. Original armor box, deployable cover, heartbeat sensor, munitions box, recon drone, and trophy system. Great. We know what all these do, so we're not going to read those over. Returning field upgrade. Portable decontamination station. Mid-season. Drop this field upgrade to protect yourself from encroaching gas, adding to the tactical options in endgame scenarios. Cool. The selection of support kill streaks echoes those available in March 2020. That's fine. They're going to explain bunker busters coming mid-season. All right, so we're not going to have that on launch. 3 of the contracts currently available in Warzone confirmed are Bounty, Most Wanted, Scavenger. Returning contracts are Recon on launch and Supply Run on launch, which Supply Run is great for leveling your guns. Returning feature, Contract multipliers. Thank God. Oh, yes. Contract multipliers is going to level your guns so fast. You just better do supply runs and recons all game. So, complete more than one contract for additional bonus money. The type of contract isn't important. Finish the contract. Every contract across Verdansk receives an additional 30% of its cash payout. The bonus is capped after you finish the 5th contract, and no, this bonus doesn't apply to XP. Wait. Are they not going to give us an XP bonus? They're not giving us the XP bonus? Okay, we need to rage on that. You guys need to be on Twitter tagging them, say, bring back the XP bonus. Like, not even kidding. Just for you guys, I'm doing it right now. And I need you guys to go like this tweet ASAP. So we're gonna highlight. We're just gonna highlight this right here. Make it nice and clear. And I'm just going to jump over to Twitter and go, bring back the XP bonus now. Insane to want to handicap everyone returning because you want them to buy EO6. Okay, go like that tweet. Do us all a favor and like it. All right, let's go back. Returning contracts, big game bounty, recon, mid-season. So the recon on the train is going to be mid-season. It's going to come back. In-match public events. Original fire sale, jailbreak, loadout drop, and restock. That's good. That's all on launch. The vehicles balancing. Here we go. So the original heli. It's going to work exactly the same. We already watched a little bit of it. It looks great. Cargo truck. So this is also going to be exactly the same. Now we have the SUV. This is going to be our light tactical car, in a sense. It's replacing the blue SUV. So this is the go-to now for quick getaways. The Polaris, which is their sponsored vehicle. But its handling is going to be a lot better. And then you have the quad, which I'm hoping is better because the quad right now sucks. Vehicle collapse. Not vehicle collapse. Verdansk circle collapse. So, circles are now going to close very differently. And there's going to be no more dead zones. Map interactive elements. So, ascenders are coming mid-season, which is insane to me that they're not going to be on launch. Like, it says launch to mid-season. It's still really interesting that they're not there on launch. They should be in my eyes, but hey, you know what? Is what it is. Can't complain too much. But Plunder Mode will have all external ascenders available from the start. Original moving train is coming mid-season. Interior access mid-season of something. And If I had to guess, based on this description, new areas both on the surface and within the subterranean blank across Verdansk are being actively monitored for signs of blank. Additionally, partially redacted reports of blank that haven't been seen blank, also tracking intel that blank. So I'm going to guess this has to do with the subways based on this. Squad redeploys at buy stations. We read about. We talked about the loadouts. This also has a monolithic suppressor on here, which I didn't know that was an option for this gun. If it's not, that might mean that it's being added as an attachment for everything. Maybe. Talked about all that. Detailed recap. List of attackers, so on. The widgets, ping durations. A new setting has been added that lets you control how long pings stay on your screen. Okay, cool. Teddy bear. Between 2020 and December 2021, when Verdansk was an active map, investigations across the combat zone began to reveal a host of hidden items, communications, and evidence. Much of it was hidden well away from prying eyes. Upon your return to Verdansk, it is well worth your time checking out of the way places, searching for clues, and finding blank, allowing you to blank both old and new. This is about bunkers. All right. Modes and events. So we have map management. Welcome to Verdansk and Rebirth Island. Confirm modes, 150 players. Plunder, mid-season. Ranked mid-season. Plus Rebirth Island Resurgence Quads with a new launch window. With other sizes dropping the following week. And a brand new Battle Royale casual mode on Verdansk where 28 players and up to 120 bots can warm up. Ah, so casual mode is a warm-up. Okay, this makes more sense. Battle Royale casual. It's just 28 players and 120 bots. Major launch event. Major rewards. So you get the Kilo and the Cali sticks for the event. New grind set. 4 free weapons available on Season 3 launch. That's great. Season 3 maps and modes. This is like a Fortnite screenshot. So the matches are going to be like 25 minutes, which is around what they were before. Battle Royale casual. 148 players, 28 players bots. Plunders, 100 players. Ranked play is going to be trios. And it won't be out until mid-season. This is the high trip, which, let's go. We want the high trip LTM, 100%. We went over the event. Instant unlocks, the parachute. 3 instant rewards for Verdansk veterans. Contrails, gun screen. They're bringing back gun screens. Oh, let's go. Oh, wait. Oh, it's a gun screen. I'm thinking in my head a watch. No one uses gun screens. All right, this is all looking pretty eh. New grind set, initial weapon details. All right, so there'll be more news on the weapons. We've pretty much covered, I think, all of this. Prepare now. Important intel. Black Ops 6 multiplayer zombies in general. Game content drops a day early. Yup, Warzone will not be playable, but it'll be a free trial. We know that. It'll be April 2nd, 9 a.m. Pacific time. So that's 12 Eastern Standard. And then we'll have a 24-hour countdown starting at 9:01. Okay. $8:45. It's when it's gonna go live Pacific time, April 3rd. So like 11:45 my time. All right. That's everything you could possibly need. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, guys, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.